What up, YouTube? Welcome back to another major market breakdown. If you're gonna get value out of this, go ahead and hit that like button, that sub button, and that bell icon. And I'm gonna go ahead and assure that you're gonna get value out of this. If you're new here, we do breakdowns of all the major markets, and then we give out some trades we're personally looking at in our portfolios and in our groups and chats and whatnot. If you've been here, you know how it goes. We're going to start off with DXY. The low that I thought was going to take a little bit while longer to get broken that we talked about on last week's episode here on DXY, it went ahead and got broken here. I thought we might get a little bit more of a run up after this, but it just dumped off from here. That level just became null and void with all the fundamentals. The U.S. data contracting just a little bit, and then some things being revised. So that low ended up getting broken. So I'm gonna go ahead and foresee a little bit more bearish activity. We got like a little bit of a retest of that broken level here with that little wick. So we're most likely gonna see some more downward momentum, and that's gonna give us some pretty good trades. I know I said I was decoupling from the trading the U.S. dollar a little bit, but I'm looking to start back. Taking I'll get that away, taking some more positions here. I want to see Euro USD pull back at least into. Let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of that there. At least towards this little area at 112. What's that? 112-ish, 113. Yeah, 113-ish level. If not, at least I'd want to see price come back to this little top here that was made. I can get rid of this box here. I got a lot going on, don't I? Something like a pullback into this little area here. If not, breaking this level a little bit just to give us the best discount we can possibly get here, but price is definitely gonna keep pushing to the upside. And if we look on like an even higher time frame, let me see, go to like the weekly time frame here. There's actually a lot of room to run up before we meet like true resistance for Euro USD. So I'll be looking to go ahead and swing this like long trade back towards these 122 areas. We got some analysts dropping some predictions of possibly even hitting 136 around the beginning of 2026. So like that'll be towards these highs here. Let me get a little rectangle for y'all. Pushing towards there. So just to give y'all some like overall major context, and that's part of why I like trading foreign currencies over anything else, because when you got like long-term moves setting up, they set up really well. So I believe since we got this close above this little equilibrium type level here, we're definitely in with coupled with the fact that we got bearish momentum on the U.S. dollar. We'll probably see this level get breached before I'll say before the end of July, most likely. But I don't like to call call tops and bottoms or anything like that, but I think before the end of July we'll start to clear this level, because there's a lot of economic data I still think needs to be revised and will be revised and come out worse than what's been put out so far. And then GBP USD I think looks a little better. Go down to the 4-hour. Yeah, if we can get like a solid pullback towards, let me get this moved up a little bit better. Go away. If we can get a solid pullback towards like this little 3411 area here, I'd like to get in. price could pull back just a little bit more, just to like take out this low here. For a smaller entry, somewhere around here, and then like if price doesn't stop there, then you can just wait and then get another position down in this little gap here, because that's a nice wick potential entry right here. So I'll just leave that there, just in case it's like super perfect and I have to come back in a couple of weeks and be like, see, I told y'all. But yeah, that's like if first entry fails, I'd wait for this one, but with the momentum on the dollar, I don't think we'll get too much bearish activity on GU here. Now, we were looking at buys on NZD/JPY, but we kept saying that was stipulative of if the BOJ was going to act, and now the BOJ is acting. So we're not looking at these buys anymore. This is just, we're just gonna cut all this short here, and because I don't really want to sell the JPY. So we're gonna switch gears over to CAD JPY. Oh. So we got into it. We had gotten to a buy around the same time with CAD JPY that we got in on NZD JPY, but fundamentals are favoring downside for CAD. So this level that we have here, I still think it may be in play, but either of these levels here could push price to the downside. We already have some divergence building up. So whenever the bird's eye view tool starts telling me that there's some strong incoming selling momentum, I'm going to go ahead and hit the sell button. It's most likely going to be in one of these areas when that happens. So I'll just be sitting back and kind of waiting for that. Now, if for some reason this level just doesn't get cleared, then I'd kind of want to see a sell-off first, and then we can trying to look for a pullback entry. I'm sorry, y'all, my phone is going like super crazy over there. But moving on, all this news and things going on with Iran and Israel, oil is now gonna be on the fringe. So before I go cover the rest of the Forex pairs, I want to go ahead and cover that. I usually wait till the end to cover oil, but it's honestly the main thing I'm looking to trade. So with what's going on, like U.S. oil itself is safe because we got fairly good infrastructure, but oil across the board is going to see more spikes in prices. As you can see, we got this crazy run up here after everything started going haywire. I'd want to see like a pullback towards at least this level that we have marked, this 66 level. I'd want to see at least a pullback there, maybe 67, but like I really like this 66 level we have here. We had it marked off before all of this BS. So the fact that it came back in, the key level came back into play, makes me want to trade it. So I'm gonna wait. I'm personally gonna wait and see if price will cool off a little bit and give us an opportunity to get in. Now if price just continues to go crazy on the open, which it might, we'll just wait. I'm not a proponent of just buying on the open because I know it's going to be bullish. I want to wait and get a really good position on it, so I'm not having to risk extra in the position or anything like that, which all of you should be looking to trade. Like, you don't want to just get in just because you have a good directional bias. You want to get in on a on a good entry, and that's where precision trading, what we teach, comes into play very, very well on executing. But moving on, AUD CAD. shaping up to sell off back to these lows here. As you can tell, it looks really sad and slumped over. I'll go ahead and mark this off here. That green line I have there is like a sort of a equilibrium. I'll move it just a little bit. That's more of the equilibrium of that of this consolidation. AUD CAD is definitely headed towards these lows here. I'll be looking for it to probably sell off a little bit more on the open and then give us some kind of fib retracement here to get in on. Like if I were to look for the fib right now, like the fib just doesn't look it looks like it has a little more downside to go before it actually gives me a good pullback. But I'd say like, you know, this will probably be a fairly good level to get in on that 88840, 88650 kind of zone. Get rid of that fib there. Don't really need that no more. Now, if price gives a lot of downside momentum on the open, then that this will change just a little bit. But generally somewhere around that area is where I'll be looking to get in on. I forgot that was way down there. We actually did really good on that AUD CAD trade. It's a matter of management, so it's all a matter of trade management. But when it comes to waiting for these, if you're new to the channel, you'll learn sticking around me that I'm very patient. I like to wait for setups. Patience plays a really big role in precision trading, and that's the motto I follow. Patience pays the best. So we'll see. Wait for either price to dump and this area to change, or price may start buying on open, and then we just end up being able to get in on the entry. And then last but not, well, actually it's not last or least, we're gonna look at Nasdaq first, and then we're gonna look at some Bitcoin. So little does everybody know. Everybody thinks that when war happens, crazy things happen, that the markets just crash out. It's just like all bad. But when 9 times out of 10, when something crazy happens in the world, the markets sell off just a little bit, and then they pick up steam, and they're usually beating their old highs within a month or so, maybe 2 months. Of the big disaster or shock or event that affected the markets in the first place. So on open, I'm gonna highly expect markets to sell off a little bit. We may see this level come into play that we talked about last week. We may even see this level come into play that we talked about last week. But it'll just be a buying opportunity. It'll be a fairly good buying opportunity. You can use some low risk and get one of these very precise entries. Then I think it'll be nice fruits for real. Now, granted, if things take a nuclear turn, and I mean like a true nuclear turn, like nukes aren't super duper on the table right now. I don't feel that in my gut. Things get like super worse, then that could be reevaluated. But for the most part, as bad as it's gotten in the past, the markets just keep recovering. So I'm still pretty bullish on Nasdaq overall. In the short term, of course, when markets open, we're definitely going to see some sell-off happen just because of everything that's happened over the weekend. But I don't think it'll take much for that's just going to be markets pricing in a little bit of uncertainty. And the moment that anything comes out that's like anything positive towards the situation, that gives investors any kind of like directional bias of where everything is going, as far as like the situation, investors are going to be confident again, and price is going to bounce right back. We're going to be going to new highs. So my long-term investors out there, like go ahead and check on your favorite stocks when market opens, because they're probably going to dip a little bit, and you can get some more, some more positions on your long-term gains. Now, before we get out of here, let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin used to be like the only thing I traded for a little while. Before I locked in on Euro USD for like 2 years, 3 years. I was trading. I was like super Bitcoin XRP. Bitcoin, I'm super bullish on Bitcoin. I'm like super bullish on Bitcoin. I would say like this green level I have here. I still want to see it get touched at 98K before I get in on buys. This Bitcoin likes to ping pong until it's time to go, and that this level might not get touched before new highs get touched. And if price starts pushing off of here, like we're on the 4 hour time frame right here, but we execute on the 15-30 minute hourly time frame. But price breaks above this little equilibrium I have here between this part of the consolidation, and it closes above, then I'll be a little more leaning towards it's probably going to go towards all-time highs, and I may find a little like intraday pullback sort of entry. But there's a retail head and shoulders setting up, so I wouldn't mind seeing Bitcoin sell off, break this low, and give us an entry here. That would be amazing. And if that, of course, we're gonna you manage your risk well. So if this entry doesn't work out, we're just gonna get another entry down here at this 91K. But I'm super bullish on Bitcoin. We have a lot of institutions doing a lot of buying up of Bitcoin and Ethereum. You got like just recently the first crypto company to hit the NYSE. A lot of things, innovations and steps forward happening in the crypto space. So super bullish on Bitcoin. Bitcoin isn't even like worth half of its real value, which is $1 million a coin. So barely 10%. So it's a lot of run up for a lot of years. So there's no reason to really look for super huge sell offs on Bitcoin. While they may happen, it's like think of how long the Nasdaq's been around. You know what I mean? It's been around a lot longer than Bitcoin. Yet, it's been integrated with the same volatility and momentum. So you got to understand in 15 years, 10, 15, 20 years, Bitcoin is going to be at some crazy different prices than what we're looking at now. So if you're just letting your money sit in a savings account, I encourage you to sit a little bit of your net worth in some Bitcoin. Just let it sit there. The money's gonna grow over time, and you're gonna see some good returns. Just trading is not what I recommend long term. Like I love trading, but I invest long term heavily, just to make sure that even money that I'm not trading isn't just sitting in a savings account. It's also working for me at all times. So I encourage all y'all to look deeper into staking your crypto and things like that. Getting a hard wallet, you know what I'm saying? Having everything real secure and set up so your future secure regardless of all this BS that's going on in these markets. All right. If you got some value out of this video, I encourage y'all to hit that like button, that sub button, and that bell icon so you can come back and get notified when we drop more videos, give you more sauce, and you can get these entries and you can know where we're trading at. I don't exactly feel like going back through it, but if you go back to the video that we did on oil when everything first started happening, like about a month and a half ago, I said that things were being manipulated and OPEC was probably lying about the uptick in oil production. And if you look at the news now, my gut was right. They announced that there actually not that much oil being produced. So the oil scare is definitely going to be it's going to be a shock because of the fact that they manipulated it down to keep price contained for a little while they all got their buys together before price exploded. All right, now you can go check me on my work. I'm not BSing you. I'm speaking verbatim. But I love y'all. Make sure you kind of somebody today. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.